Okay, welcome to the Mount Pleasant Netball 2021 Best and Fairest vote count. Hopefully, I've now got the audio issues sorted. I'm happy to take any texts to tell me if it's all going well. Otherwise, I'll be just sitting here with the 38 other people online watching. Um, okay, yep, audio is working. 7:35, first vote count. This is a little bit experimental. It's started off working okay. We'll see how we get through the night. We've got 9 vote counts to get through and a couple of $1,000 super draws just to finish off the season. So we'll cut over those during the course of the evening to hand out the last lot of $2,000 that we couldn't um, when COVID impacted. Sorry, I've just been asked where did my face go. It went away many years ago. I'll see if I can bring it back up. Probably the main thing is just to point out we'll be just doing the best and fairest vote count tonight. Hopefully when COVID allows we'll be able to get together out at Tullaine and we can have a presentation night where we will know the best and fairest and runner-up for each of the netball and football, but we'll have the rest of the most improved, most determined, most courageous coaches awards, etc. To be handed out on that night. And we can all make as much noise as you like because there'll be no vote counts to read out. Anyway, let's start. Hopefully this all works. First vote count of the evening is our netball under 15 vote count. Round 1 was our bye. Round 2 was our first game, which was at Elmore versus Elmore. I'll bring the webcam back up and everyone can watch me having a beer. I need it to have got this working. Anyway, round 2 versus Elmore. At Elmore, 4 girls in the votes. 2 votes. Macy Jacobs, 3 votes. Piper Wright, 3 votes. Ella Wilkinson, both tied up. Ella and Piper tied up in second at the moment. 4 votes best on Madeline Nile. Round 3 versus Lockington at Tullaine, a 13-all draw for the girls. 5 girls in the votes. We've got a perfect score of 6 at the top of the card. Let's start with the 1 votes. Ella Wilkinson moving into third. 1 vote, Millie O'Shaughnessy. 2 votes, Madeline Nile. 2 votes, Shay Osborne. And 6 votes, perfect card, Piper Wright, moving to the top of the leaderboard. Round 4 versus Huntley at Huntley. First win of the season for the girls. 1 vote, Macy Jacobs. 1 vote, Tegan Philby. 4 votes, Piper Wright. Best on with 6 votes, Madeline Nile moving into second. Only 1 vote between the 2 top girls. Round 5, back out at Tullaine versus Leachville. Another good win. Only 3 girls in the votes. 3 votes to Piper Wright, 3 votes to Shay Osborne, and another 6 voter to Madeline Nile, moving to the top of the leaderboard. Round 6 versus White Hills. Big win at White Hills for under 15 netball. 4 girls in the votes. 1 vote to Millie O'Shaughnessy and Molly Anderson. 4 votes to Macy Jacobs. 6 votes Ella Wilkinson. The gap closes at the top of the leaderboard. Round 7 versus North Bendigo at Tullaine. 1 vote Ella Wilkinson. 1 vote Shay Osborne. 4 votes Millie O'Shaughnessy. A lot of 6 votes in the under 15 netball. In round 7 it was for Piper Wright, leading at the halfway mark. Round 8 versus Heathcote. This was the first game of the season with no crowds. What a weird environment that was. 4 girls in the votes. 2 votes Ella Wilkinson. 3 votes Madeline Nile. 3 votes Shay Osborne. Best on with 4 votes, Macy Jacobs moving into 4th. Only 2 votes behind third. Round 9 versus Colbanaban. Always great to beat Colbanaban at home at Tullaine. Round 2, or 2 votes, Shay Osborne. 2 votes, Molly Anderson. 3 votes, Ella Wilkinson. Best on with 5 votes, Macy Jacobs. All tied up in third spot between Ella and Macy with 16 votes apiece. Only 5 votes behind Madeline on 21, and only 6 votes between the top of the leaderboard with Piper. A close vote count so far. Round 10 versus Lockington. At Lockington, 1 vote, Lucy Wilkinson. 2 votes, Piper Wright. 2 votes, Molly Anderson. 3 votes, Macy Jacobs. Best on with 4 votes. Up at Lockington, Ella Wilkinson. Top of the leaderboard's just getting closer. Only 5 votes between first and fourth. Round 11 versus Huntley. Only a 1-point win this time, but a win's a win. 1 vote, Piper Wright. Holding first spot on top of the leaderboard. 1 vote, Imogen Ash. 2 votes, Ella Wilkinson stays in third, closing the gap. 3 votes, Madeline Nile in second, only 1 point behind. Top of the leaderboard, but best on with 5 votes in round 11, Molly Anderson moving into 6th. Round 12, this is the second last game of the round because rounds 13 and 14 were cancelled to COVID. 2 games to go. Round 12, 4 players in the votes. 1 vote, Madeline Nile moving into first. 3 votes, Molly Anderson. 3 votes, Ella Wilkinson. And 5 votes, Macy Jacobs. We have a 3-way tie at the top of the leaderboard and only 1 vote behind to Macy. It says fourth, but it's effectively second. There's 3 girls ahead of her on the leaderboard. Only 1 round to go. Round 13 cancelled. Round 14 cancelled. Round 15 at home to Heathcote. A good win to end the season. Only 4 players in the votes. We have 4 girls at the top of the leaderboard and they're only separated by 1 vote. Let's start the count. 1 vote, Molly Anderson. 2 votes, Shay Osborne. With only 2 cards to go, we still have no change to the leaderboard. Only 1 vote in it, and there's 9 votes left to read. 3 votes, Piper Wright. 6 votes, Madeline Nile. Congratulations, Madeline. Best and Fairest winner in under 15 netball for 2021. Runner-up, Piper Wright, and close third, Ella Wilkinson. Fourth, Maisie Jacobs. It was a great season. We do have some photos here of the netball winners, under 15s. First of all, runner-up, Piper Wright. Best and Fairest winner, Madeline Nile. Congratulations. We'll just go to a slideshow. Our next vote count will be under 17 netball at 7:45. I'll get myself organised for that next vote count. This is probably where I need the elevator music to be playing. I could do without YouTube giving me the copyright lecture. Alrighty, we've got a viewing audience of 65 at the moment, getting ready for the under 17 netball vote count. Okay, second vote count for the night. Under 17 netball. Again, starting at round 2 at Elmore. First game, 4 players in the votes. 1 vote, Eden McInnes. 1 vote, Lara Bish. 4 votes, Olivia Nile. Best on with 6 votes, Georgia Watley. Round 3 versus Lockington. At home at Tulane. 5 players in the votes for this game. 1 vote, Audrey Gagiulio. 2 votes, Georgia Bish. 2 votes, Madeline Gagiulio. 3 votes, Olivia Nile. Best on with 4 votes, Georgia Watley. Round 4 versus Huntley. Good win for under 17 netball for Mounts. Again, 5 players in the votes. 1 vote, Olivia Nile. 1 vote, Hannah Kopp. 2 votes, Eden McInnes. 3 votes, Georgia Watley. 5 votes, Audrey Gagiulio moving into third. Round 5 versus Leachville. A big win at home at Tulane. Only 3 players in the votes. Not everyone agreed, but they did agree with the 2 lots of 3 votes at the top of the card. 3 votes to Audrey Gagiulio and Olivia Nile. Best on with 6. Georgia Watley extending a lead at the top of the leaderboard. Round 6 at White Hills, another good win. 2 votes, Georgia Bish. 2 votes, Audrey Gagiulio. 2 votes, Eden McInnes. 3 votes, Olivia Nile in second and Emily Wright on the leaderboard in sixth. Round 7 versus North Bendigo at home. Lots of winning done by the under-17s netballers. 1 vote, Molly Teasdale. 2 votes, Georgia Bish. 2 votes, Madison Gagiulio. 3 votes, Olivia Smith. Best on with 4 votes on round 7, Audrey Gagiulio moving into second, closing the gap on Georgia at the top of the leaderboard. Round 8, the crowdless game at Heathcote. 6 players in the votes, sharing them around at Barrack Reserve. 1 vote, Audrey Gagiulio, holding down second. 1 vote, Madison Gagiulio. 1 vote apiece for the Gagiulio sisters. 2 votes, Hannah Kopp. 2 votes, Georgia Watley. 3 votes, Georgia Bish. Votes for the Georgia sisters. And 3 votes, Molly Teasdale, moving into 7th. Round 9 versus Colbo. Get another good win to Mounts. 5 players in the votes. 1 vote, Olivia Nile. 1 vote, Georgia Bish. 2 votes, Hannah Kopp. 3 votes, Georgia Watley. And 5 votes, Eden McInnes. Round 10 versus Lockington. 1 vote, Olivia Nile moving into second. 1 vote, Madison Gagiulio. 5 votes, Georgia Watley extending a lead. And 5 votes, Eden McInnes, closing the gap in fourth. Only 3 games left. It's still very close at the top of the leaderboard, especially for second, third, fourth and fifth. Round 11 versus Huntley. 1 vote, Eden McInnes moving into third. 1 vote, Georgia Bish. 4 votes, Georgia Watley. 6 votes, Olivia Nile, closing the gap in second. We now have Georgia Watley in the lead with 33 votes. Olivia Nile second on 22. A tie for third with Eden and Audrey on 16 votes apiece. Georgia's still within striking distance for the minor placings with 2 rounds left. Round 12 at home to Leachville. 5 players in the votes. 2 votes, Georgia Watley. 2 votes, Georgia Bish. 2 votes, Olivia Nile. 3 votes, Audrey Gagiulio. 3 votes, Eden McInnes. We can't split Audrey and Eden in third, and they're still within striking distance to second. Olivia Nile in second. Round 13 and 14 cancelled. Round 15, final round of the year. 4 players in the votes versus Heathcote at home. Another good win to end the season. 2 votes, Eden McInnes. 2 votes, Madison Gagiulio. 4 votes, Georgia Watley. 4 votes, Olivia Nile. Congratulations, Georgia. Best and fairest winner for under 17 netball 2021. Runner-up, Olivia Nile. Close third, Eden McInnes. We'll bring the photos up of the winners. Runner-up, Olivia Nile. In action, best and fairest, Georgia Watley. Focused on the ball. Another close vote count going all the way down to the wire. We'll get set up for our next vote count, which will be the under 18 football. And that will be scheduled for 7:55 in 4 minutes' time. Okay, welcome back to my garage and our next vote count of the evening, which will be the first football vote count, under 18s football. Another side had a great season, would have played finals like all of us had we had a finals season this year. So really, let's hope we get a whole season next year and we can sort of repeat this and show the league exactly what we can achieve. Anyway, after this vote count, we will be doing the first of our super draws. I'll get my barrel attendant to come in and join me at the end of this count, and we'll draw $1,000 worth of prizes and another key. Excuse me, I shouldn't be drinking beer while doing this. I'll get another key drawn, and we'll also do the last of our super draws on our catch-up of our two outstanding super draws. We'll do that just before the vote count for the senior footballers. Anyway, without further ado, got a lot of under 18 boys all hanging out to see how this count goes. We start round 2 versus Elmore. Good win to start the season. 6 players in the votes, and we've got a perfect 10 votes at the top of the card. 1 vote, Nicholas Alexander. 1 vote, Jackson Nile. 4 votes, Fletcher White. 6 votes, Cameron Anderson. 8 votes, Jack Mackenzie. 10 votes, Kobe Dunlop, to start the season in good form and go straight to the top of the leaderboard. Round 3 versus Lockington at home at Tulane. Another big win. 7 players in the votes. 1 vote, Ted Spark. 2 votes, Kobe Dunlop. 3 votes, Jack Mackenzie. 4 votes, Baxter Ash. 5 votes, Lewis Fisher. 7 votes, Fletcher White equals second. And best on with 8 votes, Fraser Banfield in 4th spot. Round 4 versus Huntley. It's when we knew we were in for a tough season. 7 players in the votes, another perfect 10 at the top. Let's start at the bottom with 1 vote, Xavier Marr. 1 vote, Will King. 3 votes, Jack Carbone. 4 votes, Harvey G. 4 votes, Lewis Fisher. 7 votes, Jack Mackenzie moving into 1st spot. 10 votes, Jimmy Toohey moving into 4th. There's a lot of red crosses there against Fletcher White's name. He played about 7 senior games this year, so there's a lot of games moving forward where he won't get a vote. A lot of green ticks for a lot of players on the leaderboard as well. That's just the green ticks say you were named in the awards on the day. We don't know whether you'll get votes or not. It's just a little bit of a Brownlow copy. Round 5 versus Leachville at home. Good win, 8 players in the votes. Lots of perfect 10s this season in the under-18s. 1 vote, Jimmy Toohey in 3rd. 1 vote, Connor Bolger. 2 votes, Cameron Anderson. 3 votes, Robert Douglas. 4 votes, Kobe Dunlop. 4 votes, Connor Moore. 5 votes, Harvey G. Best on with 10 votes, Jack Mackenzie, extending his lead on the leaderboard. Round 6 versus White Hills. Only 5 players in the votes. Tough day at White Hills, lots of injuries. Right in the game up until 3/4 time. And injuries and fitness took its toll. 3 votes, Baxter Ash. 5 votes, Connor Bolger. 6 votes, Jimmy Toohey. 8 votes, Harvey G, moving up into 3rd spot with Jimmy. And 8 votes, Kobe Dunlop, closing the gap on the top of the leaderboard. Only 4 votes separating 1st and 2nd. Only 6 votes back to 3rd. Round 7 versus North Bendigo. Solid win at home. 8 players in the votes. 1 vote, Xavier Marr and Dev Singh. Dev's on the leaderboard, on the board. 2 votes, Kobe Dunlop, still in 2nd. 3 votes to Ted Spark and Connor Moore. 5 votes, Lewis Fisher. 7 votes, Jack Mackenzie, best on with 8 votes. Harvey G, holding down 3rd by himself. Still, it's a tight leaderboard at the top, at the halfway mark. Round 8 versus Heathcote. The crowdless game. I think I umpired this. And didn't the boys let me know about it? 1 vote, Baxter Ash. 1 vote, Connor Bolger. 2 votes, Cameron Anderson and Jackson Nile, back from concussion. 3 votes, Robert Douglas. 4 votes, Harvey G. 7 votes, Connor Moore. Best on with 10 votes, Kobe Dunlop. And he was best on. I apologise for not giving you the umpire votes, mate. That's my bad. I'll owe you a beer when you turn 18. Round 9 at Colbernabon. Good win at home. So far we've won all our games against Colbernabon at home at Tulane. 1 vote, Clancy Morrison. First game for the club, 2 votes, Jack McKenzie. 3 votes, Ted Spark. 3 votes, Jackson Nile. 5 votes, Connor Moore. 7 votes, Kobe Dunlop. At the top of the leaderboard, best on with 9 votes, Baxter Ash, moving into 5th. Round 10 versus Lockington. Up at Lockington, another perfect 10 at the top of the card. 1 vote, Andrew Beans. 2 votes, Harvey G. 3 votes, Connor Moore. 3 votes to Dev Singh and Lewis Fisher. 8 votes, Baxter Ash. Best on with 10 votes, all agreed, Jimmy Toohey, moving into 4th, closing that gap on the leaders. Round 11 versus Huntley. Closed the gap and only a 2-point loss. Would have loved to have played them in finals, and we could have overturned those results. Another perfect 10. 3 votes Harvey G, 3 votes Xavier Mars, 7 votes Baxter Ash, 7 votes Andrew Beans. Best on with 10 votes, Fletcher White, back in the under-18s after a conscription into the seniors, moving into 7th. Round 12. This is our second last game versus Leachville, up at Leachville. Unfortunately, broken collarbone in this game wasn't good to look at. 1 vote, Ted Spark. 3 votes, Jack McKenzie. 4 votes, Clancy Morrison. 4 votes, Cameron Anderson, Jimmy Toohey and Connor Moore. Best on with 10 votes, Fletcher White. All that senior experience coming back to the 18s. Round 13 and 14 were COVID cancelled. Round 15, final game of the season. Very close at the top of the leaderboard with Kobe on 43 points, only 3 points ahead of Jack McKenzie in second. Harvey G still within striking distance, 9 points behind. We have a perfect 10 at the top of the leaderboard. Anything could happen. Round 15 at home to Heathcote. A good, solid win to end the season with a stacked Heathcote side with a few Pioneers players. But it was a great challenge, great result. 1 vote, Connor Moore. 2 votes, Andrew Beans. 3 votes, Nicholas Anderson. 6 votes, Jack McKenzie to the top of the leaderboard. 8 votes, Fletcher White moving into 3rd. Best on with 10 votes, Jackson Nile, best game of the year. Congratulations, Jack McKenzie. What a boil over on the last game of the round. Jack McKenzie, best and fairest under-18s footballer for 2021. Runner-up with a great season, Kobe Dunlop. 3rd, Fletcher White, with 7 games in the seniors for the year. Very tight vote count. We do have our winners. Starting with 3rd, Fletcher White. In action with a strong mark. Our best and fairest, Jack McKenzie, hard at the ball. He took a lot of good marks this year. 2nd, typical pose, Kobe Dunlop with the ball, looking to deliver. Okay. I said we're going to do a super draw. We'll break into the super draw. I'll just get myself organised for the next vote count, which is going to be netball, B reserve. I didn't factor in our super draw counts. We may fall behind schedule. We'll see how we go. I have my barrel assistant entering the room. I will get out of the chair and move up to the barrel. I think we'll have our heads cut off. Welcome, Daniel. You wear your sunglasses at night. Hang on. Apologies, this isn't rehearsed. I should have scripted this moment. Hopefully there's still audio. So our first draw, first prize, $500. We have 4 cash prizes and a key. So the 7th Super Draw round for the season, as drawn live. I didn't prepare that very well. There we go. Hang on. I'll get out of the way so we have a live draw, all above board. Let's roll. First prize for $500. Number 82, Judy and Phil Ryan, life members. Second prize for $250. They go back in, yep. Second one, yep.
All 130.
Number 130. That's a sponsorship, AFS and Associates. Is that number 30? 130. Third prize for $150.
All 108.
108. Kieran O'Shannessy. Fourth prize for $100. Probably spin it around that way.
Ball number 35.
35. Phil Whiting. No, I'm sorry, it's Dale Young.
That sounds funny.
I'll be in trouble if mine come out in the next draw. Okay, and the final draw for the key.
105.
105. Could be another sponsor. Paris Bickley. So Paris will have a key to go in the draw at presentation night for a chance of winning $1,000. If we're ever released and we get a presentation night, which we hope for. Thanks, Barrel Assistant. You can go back and take your sunglasses off, and we'll get back to the Res Netball. Okay, we do have some text. Phil Ryan says, "You beauty." Sorry, I just have to get back into my race seat. And get my big head off the TV. Computer, tablet, phone device, or whatever is being used to watch. I think we have 271 playbacks at the moment. We've currently got 81 viewing. I'm not sure if we're behind schedule or not, but let's get into our fourth vote count for the evening, which is Netball B Reserve. Starting at round 2. 5 players in the votes. 1 vote, Jess Rigby. 2 votes, Rochelle Young. 2 votes, Ashley Bowles. 3 votes, Bella Livingston. Not doctor, I presume. 4 votes, Jess Dooley to the top of the leaderboard. Round 3 versus Lockington. 1 vote, Cassie Lawrence. 1 vote, Jess Dooley. 4 votes, Jess Rigby. It's the Jess sisters. 6 votes, Ashley Bowles moving to the top of the leaderboard. 3 votes clear of equal second. Round 4 versus Huntley. 2 votes, Lauren Mitchell. 3 votes, Rochelle Young. 3 votes, Jess Dooley, best on with 4 votes. Ashley Bowles extending her lead. Round 5 versus Leachville. Big win at home. 5 players in the votes. 1 vote, Jess Dooley. 1 vote, Lauren Mitchell. 2 votes, Cassie Lawrence. 3 votes, Ashley Bowles still in first. Best on with 5 votes. Natalie Emberton moving into third. A 3-way tie for third. Round 6 versus White Hills. 1 vote, Lauren Mitchell. 2 votes, Jess Dooley. 4 votes, Jess Rigby. 5 votes, Ashley Bowles. Runaway leader at the moment at the top of the leaderboard with Ashley, 9 votes clear of Jess Dooley. Another 2 votes back to Jess Rigby. Round 7 versus North Bendigo. Another good win. 3 players with 2 votes. 1 with a perfect 6. 2 votes, Cassie Lawrence. 2 votes, Jess Dooley. 2 votes, Emma Manis. Best on with 6 votes. Bella Livingston moving into third, sharing the position with Jess Rigby. Round 8 versus Heathcote. The no crowd game that we won. 1 vote, Jess Dooley. 1 vote, Georgia Bish. 4 votes, Bella Livingston. Best on with 6 votes. Cassie Lawrence moving into 4th. The gap is closing to the top. Round 9 versus Colbanaban. Again, another win to Mounts at home v Colbo. 5 players in the votes. 1 vote, Cassie Lawrence. 2 votes, Ashley Bowles. 2 votes, Bella Livingston. 3 votes, Jess Dooley. 4 votes, Lauren Mitchell. The gap is getting closer at the top of the leaderboard. Round 10, travelling up to Lockington. Another big win. 4 players in the votes. 1, Bella Livingston. 2, Jess Dooley. 3, Natalie Embleton. Best on with 6 votes, Renee Osborne. On the leaderboard in 8th. Round 11 versus Huntley. Girls just kept winning. 1 vote, Ashley Bowles. 2 votes, Cassie Lawrence. 3 votes, Jess Dooley. Best on with 6 votes. At home to Huntley, Bella Livingston moving into second. We have a 2-way tie in second between Bella Livingston and Jess Dooley. Only 1 vote behind the leader, Ashley Bowles. We only have 2 rounds left, given the COVID cancellations. Second last round of the season. We travel up, bus trip to Leachville. Came away with a win. 1 vote, Cassie Lawrence. 1 vote, Bella Livingston. 5 votes, Natalie Embleton. 5 votes, Ashley Bowles. So there's a 5 vote gap at the top from first to second, moving to the last round. And only 1 vote for the runners-up position between Bella and Dooley. Round 15 at home to Heathcote. We finished the season with a win. We have 4 players in the votes. We have 6 votes available at the top of the card. Anyone could win this at this point. I slow down for the reading of the last round. 1 vote, Natalie Embleton. 1 vote, Georgia Bish. Anyone could still win. 4 votes, Lauren Mitchell. 6 votes available. We could have a 2-way tie. We could have a change in the lead. Best on in the final round in B Reserve Netball, Ashley Bowles, who finishes with the best and fairest for 2021 B Grade Netball. Congratulations. Runner-up, Bella Livingston by 1 vote to Jess Dooley. Another very close vote count. Very exciting, great season to the B-Res netballers. We do have some photos, starting with best and fairest, Ashley Bowles in action, and runner-up, Bella Livingston, dynamic centre. Okay, we'll get set up for our next vote count, which is B Grade Netball. I'll move to our slideshow. Our next vote count, B Grade Netball, is due at 8:15. It's 8:16 now, so we're only a minute behind. We might get straight into it if everyone doesn't mind. So if anyone has any problems, just yell out. I'm sure I won't hear you. So in the interest of staying on track for our viewers, let's move to the next vote count. B Grade Netball. Sorry, I better move my camera down and get rid of the top of my head. Tip the camera down, Phil. Thank you very much. Put your camera down, says Melissa. Adjust your head, Phil. When back on, says Woosha. So I've got two people think the issue was with my camera. The last texter says the issue is with my head. I reckon I'm with Woosha on this one, so apologies. But thanks for the feedback. I should put that up on somewhere here so I don't miss it. We've got an interactive vote count. Anyway, let's get going. B Grade Netball, Mount Pleasant 2021. Round 2 versus Elmore. At Elmore, 3 players in the votes, all with 4 votes apiece. The only agreement on the card was the person who got the 2 votes each. Let's start. 4 votes. Maisie Harrop, Keely Tupper, Rachel Robinson. We start with a 3-way tie at the top of the leaderboard on the first game of the season. Round 3 versus Lockington. 5 players in the votes, a perfect 6 at the top of the card. 1 vote. Annalise Johnson. 1 vote. Abby Rose Menace. 2 votes. Maisie Harrop and Rochelle Robinson. Best on with 6 votes. Keely Tupper, clear at the top of the leaderboard after 2 rounds. Round 4 versus Huntley. 2 votes. Abby Rose Menace. 2 votes. Rochelle Robinson. 4 votes. Annalise Johnson in 4th. 4 votes. Laura Marchese in 5th. Round 5 versus Leachville. Good win at home. 5 players in the votes. 1 vote. Abby Rose Menace. 1 vote. Maisie Harrop. 3 votes. Georgia White. 3 votes. Rochelle Robinson. I hope that's Rochelle, not Rachel. I'm sure it's Rochelle. Sorry, Rochelle. Or is it Rachel? Sorry, Rochelle. 4 votes. Keely Tupper extending a lead at the top of the leaderboard. Round 6 versus White Hills. 6 players in the votes. Sharing the votes around at White Hills. 1 vote. Laura Marchese. 1 vote. Keely Tupper. 2 votes. Rochelle Robinson. 2 votes. Julia Elkington. 3 votes. Annalise Johnson, 3 votes. Georgia White. Only 2 votes separating the top of the leaderboard after 6 rounds. Only 3 players in the votes in round 7 versus North Bendigo. 3 votes. Keely Tupper. 4 votes. Annalise Johnson. Best on with 5 votes. Abby Rose Menace closing the gap in 4th. Round 8 versus Heathcote. The no crowd game, which we win by 21 points. Again, only 3 players. Everyone agreed. No disputes. 2 votes, Keely Tupper. 4 votes, Annalise Johnson. Best on performance in round 8. Maisie Harrop, moving into equal third with Rochelle. Only 3 votes behind second. And then 7 votes behind Keely in first. Round 9, at home to Colburn-Abbon. Our winning streak continues on the day. Round 1 versus Georgia White. For Georgia White. Sorry, it's versus Colburn-Abbon. That's that third beer I shouldn't have had. 3 votes. Abby Rose Menace. 3 votes. Maisie Harrop moving into second. Best on with 5 votes. Keely Tupper extending the lead at the top of the leaderboard. Lots of green ticks still left on the leaderboard for future rounds. Round 10, travelling to Lockington for a win. 4 players in the votes. 1 vote, Abby Rose Menace. 2 votes, Maisie Harrop. 3 votes, Annalise Johnson. Best on with 6 votes, Keely Tupper. Making a runaway sprint at the top of the leaderboard towards the end of the season. Round 11 versus Huntley at home. 1 vote, Annalise Johnson. 3 votes, Natalie Embleton. 3 votes, Keely Tupper. Best on with 5 votes. Who was better than Keely on round 11? Rochelle Robinson. Equal third. Back into equal third. Round 12, second last game of the season, which was a win up at Leachville. 1 vote, Maisie Harrop. 2 votes, Jess Cowell. 4 votes, Rochelle Robinson moving into second. Best on with 5 votes, Keely Tupper, who has an unassailable lead with only 1 round left. We have green ticks for the top of the leaderboard. Only 2 votes separating the runner-up position. The final round 15 at home to Heathcote, where we finished the season with a win. 6 votes available at the top of the card. 1 vote, Rochelle Robinson. 1 vote, Julia Elkington. 2 votes, Laura Marchese. Keely Tupper. Best on with 6 votes, Annalise Johnson, to leapfrog into second place at the end of the vote count in the last game of the season. Congratulations, Keely Tupper, best and fairest B Grade Netballer for 2021. Runner-up, Annalise Johnson in a vote count. A close vote count, third, Rochelle Robinson. We have the B Grade winners, starting with the runner-up, Annalise, best and fairest, Keely in action. Alrighty. Looking forward to the next vote count. I think we'll move on to the slideshow. I think our next vote count is Reserve Grade Football. That's due at 8:25, which is only a couple of minutes away. Thanks to Chuka, it is Rachel. My apologies to Rachel. I wreck a name every year. I'm sorry, Rachel. I owe you a drink. Okay, we have Reserve Grade Football, I think, followed by Reserve Netball at 8:35, A Grade Netball at 8:45. Looking to finish with the senior vote count at 8:55. That could be 9 o'clock before we start that. given we have another super draw to do just before that. We'll see how we go. Okay, let's get back to the vote count. It's 8:25. Let's fill the screen. I've adjusted my head and we're ready for round 2, Reserve Grade Football 2021. First round was round 2 at Elmore. Big win to the Twos boys to start the season, which was a very good season. But who knows where it could have ended had we not had the season ended. First game for the year, 7 players in the votes. 1 vote, Tay Griffin. There's a blast from the past, back when he was playing and coaching. Did a great job. Did his knee and coached the boys to as close to a flag as we could have thought we could have got to. But anyway, let's get on with it. 2 votes, Nick Edwards. 3 votes, Jacob Shane. 5 votes, Daniel Whiting. 5 votes, Tyler McNamara. 6 votes, Phil Moore. Best on with 8 votes, Jez Brewer to the top of the leaderboard. Round 3 versus Lockington. Another good win. 9 players in the vote, sharing them around. That's nearly half the team. 2 9s are 18. That pretty much is on field. 1 vote, Tom Patterson. 1 vote, Jackson Hoofer. 2 votes, Ned Burke and Jack Hetherington. 3 votes, Bailey White and Tyler McNamara. 4 votes, Jez Brewer. 5 votes, Jacob Smith. Best on with 9 votes, nearly the perfect score, Pat O'Brien. Welcome back to the club for 2021. Might have been his only reserves game. Round 4 versus Huntley. Solid win. Lucky Huntley didn't kick straight and we did. 10-1 to 6-12. 7 players in the votes. 1 vote, Chuka. 2 votes, Troy Cravino. 4 votes to Jack Bickley and Jez Brewer holding down first. 5 votes, Jackson Hoofer. 7 votes, Huda, Jesse O'Connell. 7 votes, Bailey White moving into second. Lots of green ticks ahead of him. Round 5 versus Leachville. Strong win at home and we got a perfect 10 at the top of the card. 1 vote, Joe McCormick. 2 votes, Jack Hetherington. 3 votes, Bailey White and Jackson Hoofer. 4 votes, Jez Brewer. 7 votes, Ned Burke moving into fourth. Best on with 10. Both card holders agreed. Jesse O'Connell, he must have kicked 14 goals that day or thereabouts. Moving into second, only 3 votes behind Jez. Round 6 versus White Hills. Injury impacted round this was. 7 players in the votes. 1 vote, Cal Smith. 1 vote, Jez Brewer. 2 votes, Liam Kane. 3 votes, Sean Young. 7 votes, Shane Piper. 8 votes to Jacob Smith. And Phil Moore moving into third. Getting tighter at the top of the leaderboard after 6 rounds. Round 7 versus North Bendigo. Big win at home. 1 vote, Ned Burke. 1 vote, Shane Piper. 2 votes, Jesse O'Connell. 2 votes, Jacob Smith. 3 votes, Bailey White moving back into third. 5 votes, Jackson Hoofer. 7 votes, Cal Smith. Best on with 9 votes, Daniel Whiting. Wormy, I think he kicked 8 goals that game. Round 8 versus Heathcote. The no crowd game. Horrific end with 30 seconds to go. Let's not think about it. Round 3. Round 8. 3 votes. Chuka Bickley. 3 votes. Kobe Dunlop up from the thirds. Congratulations. 3 votes. Cal Smith. 4 votes. Jesse O'Connell. 7 votes. Jack Bickley. Best on with 10 votes, Troy Cravino. If Kobe's still watching, if we add those 3 votes to under-18s comp, mate, that could have been a 2-way tie at the top. Anyway, we won't go there. Round 9 versus Colburn Abbon. At home, continuing on with our winning streak. 1 vote, Jackson Hoofer and Huda. Jesse O'Connell moving into first spot. 3 votes, Jez Brewer tying it up, won't let go. 3 votes, Phil Moore. 6 votes, Jack Bickley. 7 votes, Joel Roney, and best on with 9 votes, Cal Smith, moving up into third. We have a two-way tie at the top of the leaderboard after 9 rounds and only 4 votes behind Cal Smith, and then Phil Moore, Jack Bickley, Bailey White, Jackson Hoofer, Jacob Smith. This is a very close vote count. Anyway, round 10 versus Lockington. Not the funnest day up there, but we had 7 players in the votes and came with a hard-fought win. 1 vote, Jacob Smith. 2 votes, Jez Brewer, moving into second. 3 votes, Tom Bickley. 4 votes, Bailey White and Nick Edwards. 6 votes, Cal Smith, moving up into equal second with Jez. Best on with 10 votes, Phil Moore, jumping everyone to the top of the leaderboard. This is getting much, much closer. We only have 3 games left to play. I think Phil moved up into the seniors after this. It'll be a hard lead to hold. Round 11, back at home to Huntley. We kicked. They still didn't kick straight, and we had twice as many kicks. So really a resounding win in the second time we faced them. 8 players in the votes. 1 to Liam Kane and Angus White. 2 votes Ned Burke and Jack Teasdale. 3 votes Shane Piper. 4 votes Jez Brewer, moving back into the lead. 8 votes Jackson Hoofer. Best on with 9 votes, a near perfect game. Nick Edwards back in the twos, moving into 9th spot. Round 12, second last game of the season. Massive, massive win up at Leachville. Made for a good bus trip home. 32 goals, 12, what's that? 44 scoring shots to 6. Only 5 players in the votes and a perfect 10. 3 votes, Jesse O'Connell, back into second. 5 votes, Nick Edwards. 6 votes, Jez Brewer and Cam Moore. Best on with 10 votes, Jack Hetherington, back from the seniors for the second last game, moving into the leaderboard in 10th. 13 and 14 cancelled. Round 15, final game of the season against Heathcote. Winning game to end the season. 7 players in the votes. We have a 9 vote at the top of the card. We only have a 9 vote difference between first and second. Jez is on top at 36 votes, 9 votes ahead of Hooter and Phil Moore. I don't think Phil played, but if he gets 9 votes, there might be an inquiry into the result. And Cal Smith in 26. So there's plenty of votes here to affect the outcome. Let's go get it. Let's get on with it. 1 vote, Phil Moore. He did play. 2 votes, Jack Hetherington. 2 votes, Jack Bickley. 3 votes, Jesse O'Connell. 6 votes, Jackson Hoofer, moving up into third. 7 votes, Shane Piper. Best on with 9 votes, Connor Mulquinny, back from the seniors in the season. Congratulations, 2021 Best and Fairest Reserve Grade footballer, Jez Brewer. Runner-up, Hooter, Jesse O'Connell, in a very close vote count. Third, who had a great season in the ruck, Jackson Hoofer. And Phil Moore, who was up and down from the 1s and the 2s all year. Cal Smith had a good season. Very good outcome. We do have some football shots. Starting with Jackson in third, roving his own ball. Jez Brewer flying high at home. No, that might have been at Huntley. And again, Jez Brewer, I covered up the damage he was doing with his feet in that photo with the sign. Alrighty, we have 3 more vote counts to do tonight. We have A Reserve Netball, A Grade Netball. We then have our final super draw of the year and finish with our senior football vote count. Our next vote count, A-Res Netball at 8:35. which just so happens to be the time right now. Okay, here we go. Back to the next vote count. Reserve Netball. We're an hour and 7 minutes and 26 seconds into this vote count, and I've still got 80 odd people with me. Without further ado, Reserve Netball round 2 versus Elmore. A win to start the season against the Elmore netballing juggernaut. 5 players in the votes. 3 at the top of the card with 3 votes each. 1 vote, Georgie Eddy. 2 votes, Maeve Tupper. 3 votes, Laura Trelaw, Kristen Lang, and Paris Bickley with a 3-way tie at the top of the leaderboard. Plenty of green ticks ahead. Round 3, Lockington at home. 6 players in the votes. Sharing them around. 1 vote, Laura Trelaw. 1 vote, Kristen Lang. 2 votes, Georgie Eddy. 2 votes, Maeve Tupper. 3 votes, Morgan Watley. 3 votes, Christy Nile. We still have a 3-way tie at the top of the leaderboard. This is as close a vote count as we've had all night. And we're only 2 rounds in. Round 4 versus Huntley. Good win away. 1 vote, Georgie Eddy. 1 vote, Kristen Lang in third. 2 votes, Ivy Harrop. 3 votes, Morgan Watley. Best on with 5 votes, Maeve Tupper. The 3-way lead is broken for now. Round 5 versus Leachville at home. Another good win. 2 votes, Maeve Tupper. Staying at the top of the leaderboard. 3 votes, Sarah Manis. 3 votes, Georgie Eddy moving into third. 4 votes, Kristen Lang in second, closing the gap to first. Only 2 votes behind. Round 6 versus White Hills. It's great to beat White Hills at netball. 4 players in the votes. 2 votes, Morgan Watley moving into third. 2 votes, Christy Nile. 4 votes, Maeve Tupper. Out in front, 4 votes, Ivy Harrop moving up into fifth. Round 7 versus North Bendigo. 1 point loss. Hard to take. We still had 4 girls in the votes and a perfect 6 votes at the top of the card. 1 vote, Morgan Watley. 2 votes, Maeve Tupper. 3 votes, Sarah Manis. Best on with 6 votes. Will it close the gap? Kristen Lang closing the gap to only 2 votes behind Maeve. Round 8 versus Heathcote with no crowd. Good win. 1 vote, Sarah Manis. 1 vote, Ivy Harrop. 2 votes, Sophie Reardon. 3 votes, Maeve Tupper. 5 votes, Morgan Watley. The overall gap at the top of the leaderboard between the top 3 is only 6 votes. That's 1 game. And there's 6 votes at the top of the card in round 9 at home to Colbo with another club win. Way to go. 4 players in the votes. 2 votes to Morgan Watley, Christy Nile and Ivy Harrop. Best on with 6 votes, Maeve Tupper. Sprinting away with a best on court performance. Round 10 versus Lockington. Up at Lockington with another win. 1 vote, Ivy Harrop. 3 votes to Maeve Tupper and Sophie Reardon. Will the 5 vote best on close the gap? Not the gap we were looking for. Sarah Manis, congratulations, best on. Moving into 4th within striking distance. The top of the leaderboard. Round 11 versus Huntley. Good strong win at home. 1 vote, Kate Fuller. 2 votes, Morgan Watley. 2 votes, Sarah Manis. 3 votes, Ivy Harrop. Best on with 4 votes, Christy Nile, moving into 6th. Round 12, second last game of the season, bus trip up to Leachville. Strong win. Only 3 players in the votes. The people doing the votes were standing next to each other because they all agreed. 2 votes, Morgan Watley. 4 votes. Sarah Menace. Best on with 6 votes. Ivy Harrop moving into third, closing the gap with 1 game to go. 13 and 14 rounds, 13-14 cancelled. The final game of the season. I think Maeve has it, given that there's only 6 votes maximum to be had in this final game. All the interest in the runner-up between Morgan and Ivy Harrop, and Sarah Menace within striking distance. So's Christy Lang. Let's see, we had 4 players in the votes, maximum 5 available. That does have Kristen, Sarah, Ivy, Morgan all in the hunt for runners-up. 1 vote, Christy Nile. 2 votes, Georgia Watley. 4 votes, Ivy Harrop moving into second. 5 votes, Maeve Tupper cementing the winners. Best and Fairest, a Reserve Netball 2021 season. Congratulations, Maeve, and congratulations, Ivy, for runner-up in a close vote count to Morgan, Sarah, Kristen. We have the netball winners for A Res. Best and Fairest, Maeve Tupper. Runner-up, Ivy Harrop. I didn't realise Ivy was so short. Or was that the photo? And Maeve was so tall. Okay, our next vote count is A Reserve Netball. Second last vote count of the evening. So our next vote count is A Grade Netball. That's scheduled for 8:45. I get a 2-minute break. Okay, we're a minute late. Sorry for the extended break. I won't explain. I just went outside and watched myself on TV. There is a bit of a delay. Apparently I'm supposed to mute the mic so you don't hear me struggling getting in and out of this chair. But there's only 2 vote counts to go. Let's get on with the second last vote count. The senior grade A grade netball best and fairest count for Mount Pleasant 2021. We'll all look back fondly on these COVID years. Not. A grade netball. Round 2, our first game of the season at Elmore versus Elmore, taking on the juggernaut of netball. We have a perfect 6 votes at the top of the card, 4 players in the votes, 2 votes, Megan Baird, 2 votes, Ash Tupper, 2 votes, Charlotte Webb, best on with 6 votes, Caitlin Walsh has 3 votes. Oops, sorry, I had something wrong with the headphones and the mic. Hopefully the audio is back. Round 3 versus Lockington. At home, 4 players in the votes, another perfect 6. 1 vote. Maddie Wild, 2 votes. Ash Tupper, 3 votes. Ashley Ryan, best on with 6 votes. Hayley Martinello, moving to the top of the leaderboard, equal with Kate. Round 4 versus Huntley. At Huntley, 5 players in the votes, another perfect 6. 1 vote. Megan Baird, 1 vote. Paris Bickley, who won the key tonight, 2 votes. Caitlin Walsh, 2 votes. Maeve Tupper, best on with 6 votes. Hayley Martinello. Lots of green ticks on the leaderboard. Round 5 versus Leachville at home. Good win at home. 2 votes. Megan Baird, 2 votes. Paris Bickley, 3 votes. Hayley Martinello, who was better than Hayley on the day in round 5. Ash Tupper moving into second. Round 6 versus White Hills. A draw, 41 all. Wouldn't it have been nice to have won that one? But we won't go there. 1 vote. Ash Tupper, 2 votes. Caitlin Walsh, all tied up in second, 4 votes. Maddie Wild, best on with 5 votes. Hayley Martinello. We have Ash Tupper, Katie Walsh, 10 votes apiece, which equals Hayley's 20 votes after 6 rounds. Round 7 versus North Bendigo. 1 vote. Katie Walsh, 2 votes. Sarah Menace, 3 votes. Hayley Martinello, best on with 6 votes. Maddie Wild, all tied up again in second between Kate and Maddie on 11 votes apiece. Round 8 versus Heathcote. The no crowd game won easily by our A grade netballers. 1 vote. Caitlin Walsh, 1 vote. Ivy Harrop, 2 votes. Hayley Martinello, 2 votes. Maddie Wild, best on with 6 votes. Must have had a good game. Paris Bickley, moving into 5th. Round 9 versus Colbo at home. 4 players in the votes. 1 vote Megan Baird and Maddie Wild. 5 votes Hayley Martinello and Charlotte Webb, moving into 6th. Round 10 versus Lockington. Up at Lockington. 1 vote Megan Baird, 1 vote Paris Bickley, 2 votes Caitlin Walsh, moving into second, 2 votes Laura Trelaw, best on with 6 votes. Everyone agreed. Hayley Martinello extending a lead at the top of the leaderboard. Will be hard to catch from here with 3 games to go. Round 11 versus Huntley. Good win at home for our A-grade netballers. 1 vote, Caitlin Walsh, still in second. 2 votes, Ash Tupper. 2 votes, Megan Baird. 3 votes, Charlotte Webb. Best on with 4 votes, Hayley Martinello, extending her lead at the top of the leaderboard. Round 12 versus Leachville, up at Leachville. I think every team won every game up there. It's been a long time since that happened. 5 players in the votes. 1 vote, Hayley Martinello. 2 votes, must have been a bad game, Hayley, but I shouldn't have said that. 2 votes, Paris Bickley. 2 votes, Laura Trelaw. 3 votes, Maddie Wild, best on with 4 votes. Charlotte Webb in 4th spot. 1 game to go. I think Hayley has it all locked up at the top of the leaderboard, all the interest in the minor placings. Maddie Wild in 2nd on 17 votes, only 2 votes ahead of Caitlin Walsh on 15 and Charlotte on 14. We have 4 players in the votes. We have a maximum 6 available. That could even put Paris Bickley in 5th in the chances for the runners-up. Anyway, less talk, more action. Round 15, final round versus Heathcote at home with a win to end the season. 1 vote, Caitlin Walsh. 2 votes, Megan Baird. 3 votes, Hayley Martinello, who's won. Best on with 6 votes. Does it impact the leaderboard? Ash Tupper. Congratulations, Ash. Runner-up. Congratulations, Hayley, for a standout season to win the Best and Fairest A-Grade Netball for Mount Pleasant in 2021. Ash Tupper, runner-up. Maddie Wild, Caitlin Walsh, Charlotte Webb, Paris Bickley. Megan, what a close vote count for 2021. Congratulations to all involved. We'll get the A-Grade Netball winners. Best and Fairest, Hayley Martinello. A dynamo on court, Ash Tupper. An equal dynamo who's not wearing a watch in that photo. Don't tell me she's lost that watch again. I'll have to check the bus, or that was a few years ago. Anyway, we'll stop talking stories out of school. Great action shots of the winners. The remaining vote count for the year is senior grade football. Before we get to the senior grade football, we will be drawing our last super draw for the season. The next vote count was scheduled for 8:55. It's now 8:54 my time, not your time. You're a little bit behind. It's probably the first time I've been able to honestly say that. Everyone is just a little bit behind me, but I'll get into trouble for that comment. So we will probably commence the senior grade football vote count a little bit later, because before we get to that, we need to do our super draw. So I've called my barrel assistant back into the room. I'll move back into the live garage shots. I'll struggle out of this seat. I'll grab my beer. And I'm not sure who has arrived. Is he on screen? We have a Hybrid Blues Brothers, Wormy, where's your jacket? I thought you were going to dress up for the occasion. Anyway, my apologies. You can do your buttons up. Well, if you've got something to say, would you like the microphone? Let's wait for I need to bring the numbers up. Okay, Super Draw number 2, which is Super Draw number 8 for the season. First prize, $500. My barrel assistant draws the ball. It's supposed to come out the back end here, but anyway, number.
Number 40.
That's got to go back in, please. Number 40. I think someone else has been drinking out there while watching it on the telly. Number 40. This can't be right. He's already won one. Luke Marchese. I should have said Phil Whiting. Congratulations, Luke. Second prize, $250.
Oh, shit, 105.
105? Where was I? I didn't see it. Was it 105? I think that was drawn out earlier tonight. You got to shuffle these.
No, is that not what the spin does?
Actually, I've completely stuffed this up. Oh dearie me, the previous round I was reading the Excel line row number, not the actual ticket number. We do have a problem. I am going to have to fix this. Come back, Barrel Girl. 105 is Sophie O'Shaughnessy. This is live. Trouble. Oh, I'm now in trouble. Number 40, Luke Marchese. Yes, that's a genuine. 105, Sophie O'Shaughnessy. Let's get to third prize of $150. Can we? Should roll that way and then roll it back the other way. Now, should pick one up. Yep. The number?
Number 52. Not on the Excel sheet.
Number 52. Dave O'Dwyer. I thought this night was going well. Fourth prize of $100.
Ball number 27.
Ball number 27. Well, hang on. Number 27. This one's for Bluey if he's watching. If I buggered this one up, you're on row 27, but you're number 25, mate. So number 27 is Kate Fuller for $100. And the last number for the key. Sorry?
It's ball 27 again.
Number 27 again. How did that work? So Kate Fuller gets a key. Number 27. Okay, let me do some live adjustment. Number 130 is actually the Australian Lamb Company. Number 108, this is for the first round. I'll have to do some adjustment on those ones. All right, I'll be shouting a lot of people a lot of beer after this one. Anyway, look, I'll fix up the draw one based on the numbers that we did draw out, and we'll fix that up properly. Draw two, first prize Luke Marchese, second prize Sophie O'Shaughnessy, third prize Dave O'Dwyer, and Katie Fuller won the $100 and the key. All right. Under that controversy cloud, I'll move back into the racing seat. I think I should have taken Wish's advice and got me head straight. And we'll move into the vote count. For the final vote count for the year, thanks Bluey. No, I'm not a cheat. I just stuffed it up. But thanks for the warm words of encouragement and support. Final vote count of the evening, senior grade football. Had nearly 500 playbacks of this evening. Not sure what that means, but we were scheduled to start at 8:55. It's now 9:02. We would have got away a lot earlier had I not stuffed up the first draw. Okay, without further ado, let's get into it. Round 2 versus Elmore, a big win to start the season, and we had 9 players in the votes. 1 vote, Mitch Bennett. 2 votes, Travis Baird. 3 votes, Zeb Murrell. 3 votes, Michael Whiting. 5 votes, Ben Waitman. 5 votes, Bryce Hindenburg. 7 votes, Liam Collins. 9 votes, Jack Hamilton with his first game for the club. And best on with 10 votes, Reece Deacon with 6 goals. A lot of red ticks there, pulled a hamstring in that game. Round 3 at home to Lockington. Ran with them for 3 quarters, 8 players in the votes. 1 vote, Dale Young. 1 vote, Zeb Murrell. 2 votes, Bryce Hindenburg. 3 votes, Daniel Whiting. 4 votes, Riley McNamara. 10 votes, Travis Baird. 11 votes, Billy Marnie. Best on with 13 votes, Liam Collins. Round 4 versus Huntley. 8 players in the votes, and we've got a perfect 15 at the top of the card. I wonder who gets that one. 1 vote, Ben Waitman. 1 vote, Fraser Cole. 3 votes to Billy Marnie and Riley McNamara. 4 votes, Travis Baird moving into second or in second. 8 votes, Bryce Hindenburg moving into third. 10 votes, Dale Young at fullback. Best on with 15 votes, Liam Collins. Did have a very good game at Huntley on the big ground. Round 5 versus Leachville at home. 1 vote, Connor Mulquinney. 2 votes, Riley McNamara. 9 votes, Billy Marnie and Ben Wanger Waitman. 10 votes, Liam Buddha Collins. Best on with 14 votes, Bryce Hindenburg. Round 6 versus White Hills. An injury-ridden weekend. We had lots of votes shared around. 10 players in the votes. 1 vote, Dan Davey. 1 vote, Ben Waitman. 2 votes, Billy Marnie. 3 votes, Jack Teasdale and Jess Toohey. 4 votes, Bryce Hindenburg. 6 votes, Riley McNamara. 7 votes, Joel Roney. 8 votes, Sam Green. Best on with 10 votes, Liam Collins, stretching his lead at the top of the leaderboard. Round 7 versus North Bendigo. At home, regathered, a really good win. Always good to beat North at any time, especially at home. Been a long time between drinks until the last season and this season. 7 players in the votes. We nearly had a perfect round at the top. There was a disagreement as to who would get the 4 and 5 votes. Anyway, let's start with the 1 vote, Riley McNamara and Travis Baird. 2 votes, Jesse Toohey. 2 votes, Ben Waitman. Moving into 5th. 3 votes, Bryce Hindenburg. 6 votes, Liam Collins. 6 votes, Billy Marnie. 12 votes, Reece Deacon with another bag of 6. Best on with 14 votes, Adam Baird. Skinny, first game for the club, makes his presence known. Round 8 versus Heathcote, the game with no crowd. 7 players in the votes and a perfect 15 at the top of the card. 2 votes, Michael Goose Whiting. 4 votes, Adam Skinny Baird. 5 votes, Jesse Toohey, Bryce Hindenburg and Pat O'Brien. 9 votes, Fletcher White. playing up in the seniors. And 15 votes, best on, all agreed, Liam Collins, extending his lead at the top of the leaderboard. Round 9 versus Colburn Abbon. Disappointing, great start, disappointing end. I think there was a cross. I'm not sure Liam played this game. Who will get the votes? 1 vote, Michael Whiting. 2 votes, Daniel Davey. 2 votes, Joseph Whiting. 3 votes, Riley McNamara. 3 votes, Reece Deacon and Sam Green. 4 votes, Adam Skinny Baird. 8 votes, Jack Hamilton and Jesse Toohey. Best on with 11 votes, Bryce Hindenburg, closing the gap on first, locking himself into second position. Round 10 versus Lockington, up at Lockington. Lots of concussions, injuries from this game. 1 vote to Adam Baird and Billy Marnie. 2 votes to Dale Young and Ben Waitman. 3 votes, Zeb Murrell. 4 votes, Mitch Bennett. 5 votes, Liam Collins. 7 votes, Braden Dozza Dorrington. 8 votes, Bryce Hindenburg. Best on with 12 votes, Goose Michael Whiting, moving into 8th. Round 11 versus Huntley. Payback time at home. Good strong 10-goal win. 11-goal win if I look at that right. 7 players in the votes. 1 vote, Paddy O'Brien. 2 votes, Dozzard Braden Dorrington. 3 votes, Mitch Bennett. 8 votes, Jesse Toohey and Billy Marnie, locking in 3rd. 10 votes, Wanger Ben Waitman, moving up into 4th. Best on with 13 votes, Trav Baird, moving into 4th. 2-way tie for 4th between Trav and Ben. Billy in 3rd on 40 votes. Bryce in 2nd on 60 votes. Buddha, Liam Collins at the top of the card, nearly on 80 votes. That would have been a perfect symmetrical sort of leaderboard if we looked at it. Liam, what are you doing to us? 80, 20, 40, 30 would have been very pretty. Not so pretty with 2 games to go. Round 12 versus Leachville. Big strong win up there. 8 players in the votes. 1 vote, Mitch Bennett. 1 vote, Reece Deacon. 3 votes, Braden Dorrington. 4 votes, Zeb Murrell. 6 votes, Bryce Hindenburg. 9 votes, Liam Collins. 10 votes, Skinny Baird up into 4th. 11 votes, best on in the second last game of the season v Leachy, Jack Hamilton, moving into 7th. Round 13 and 14, the COVID rounds. Round 15, the final round of the season. We have 8 players in the votes and we have 12 votes up for grabs at the top of the card. Might be hard to change the leaderboard from here. Let's finish the count. 1 vote, Bryce Hindenburg. 2 votes, Bailey White. 4 votes, Reece Deacon. 5 votes, Adam Baird, Liam Collins. 6 votes, Jesse Toohey. 10 votes, Billy Marnie, locking in 3rd. Best on in the last game of the season at home to Heathcote with 12 votes, Ben Waitman, bagging a heap of goals to finish in 4th. So congratulations, the 2021 Senior Football Best and Fairest for Mount Pleasant, Liam Collins. Runner-up, Bryce Hindenburg, who had a great season. Great to see him playing such good footy after his foot-impacted year in 2019. He wasn't even sure if he was going to start the season, and what a great result. And Billy Marnie in 3rd, Wanger 4th, Skinny missing a lot of games in 5th. We do have some shots of the winners, starting with our best and fairest, Liam Buddha Collins, doing what he does best, getting the ball and running. Bryce Hindenburg on the halfback, doing whatever he wants to do, reading the ball, running, clearing, and Billy in action. I get the ball, you don't stop me. So congratulations to our all our footballers and netballers that have polled votes in the season, and the lucky 2 in each grade that have won the best and fairest and the runner-up awards. Once we can have a presentation night out at Tullaine, we will organise it. We will have the rest of the presentations. There's usually another 4 awards for each team to be handed out. There'll be less time on vote counts at that occasion, so there'll be a bit more fun to get our trophies and enjoy our company back in a social environment once we're allowed. In terms of the super draw, I will redo that one and we'll announce the formal results on the Facebook pages. And those who I need to apologise to, I will. Happy for you to take a free swing, and I will owe you a drink of your choice. On that note, at 9:12, roughly our scheduled finishing time, we'll call an end to the vote count. Luke Marchese claiming that the best man won our best and fairest for the season, and he did have a stellar season. I told him after round 4 or 5 he was in the hunt. Such a humble bloke, he didn't believe me. I'm sure he had a rough idea in his own mind. If I could have organised a video chat, I would have had some nice little interview here, but I think we can enjoy the rest of our Thursday night, enjoy our long weekend, look forward to the AFL Grand Final. Go the Demons. Thanks for your company.